Hello, this is Mark Boney. This is FTT 101, Mechanics and Firearms, Week 5 assignment. It is the takedown and cleaning of a firearm. So today is March 9th, 2024, and I am going to do mine on the Kimber 1911 Shadow Ghost 45 ACP. And we start by making sure there's no magazine and the weapon is clear. Put my finger in, nothing up there. I could even take the cleaning rod, cable, whatever you want to call it, slide it through. And you might be able to see it right there at the end, showing that there is nothing in the chamber. Nothing in the magazine well. So we will drop the slide, and we'll start by undoing the bushing nut. Stick it in place, rotate the gun. Oh, that didn't work. And so one of the questions in here is, why would this process be a little bit more difficult on a customer's firearm? There's the bushing, the spring, or the recoil plug, spring plug, recoil spring. The thing about this is it's a little bit easier when it's on a personal one, simply because you've probably done it a few times with your own firearm and somebody else's you haven't touched. Well, theirs might not be as well lubricated. Theirs might not. There just might be issues. It might not come apart the same way that yours does. So it's going to make it a little bit difficult on taking it apart and cleaning it. If they're one that doesn't clean it properly, or they like to bring them in and have somebody clean them, then it might not be cleaned at all. And who knows how long stuff has been built up and you're trying to break through those barriers. So we'll finish getting this apart. I really do like the 1911. Slide that off. We will take out the recoil rod, the guide rod, sorry. Rotate our barrel bushing back the other direction. Being a little tight, grab a wrench. Makes it easier. Just bring that all the way over to the other side. And pull the, well, in this case mine doesn't want to cooperate nicely. There we go. Barrel bushing and barrel. So I got it field stripped. So we got the sub-assembly, the slide with the firing pin in behind this retaining wall, door, whatever you want to call it. There's a pin that's kept in place with the spring. You depress that, slide this plate out, firing pin assembly would come out there. So that the slide holds your firing pin, your guide rod, your recoil spring, and your barrel. The frame will house your sear spring, grip safety spring, and disconnector spring, which is one spring in the main spring housing. You pop out this pin here, and it's kind of hard to see. Right in that little corner, you'd pop that out. Main spring housing, we'd slide out and out of the way and expose that main spring, the sear, disconnector, and grip safety spring all in one flat spring. Then you can remove the grip safety and the safety. Then you can remove the hammer, and the trigger can all come out there. So your sub-assemblies, in my opinion, although I haven't actually seen it or found it, I did some research and just couldn't. I would say the slide is one sub-assembly, the frame is another subassembly, just because of the parts that it holds. And in the cleaning process, what I would do is I'd take a little rag here, or I'm going to call them rags because that's usually what I use. I usually haven't ever had anything as nice as what the school has sent me to use before. I'd take that and I would put some penetrating oil. Not much, enough to get the rag wet. Then I would run that inside my barrel. And then I'll just let that sit like that for a while. I'll take that out, kind of shake that down a little bit, because I can still use this wet rag, and I can wipe the outside of the barrel down. I can take and use it on the slide, get it down in there, get that stuff wet, nice and good. Then I can use my brush for heavy, which is nylon, so it won't scratch the metal, won't scrape away any metal, won't damage the metal, which is good because that helps keep the slide tolerances in good order. It won't damage them, it won't loosen them up like metal would. Metal brush could take away some of the metal and possibly get too much taken out to where the gun wouldn't fire as it's supposed to, or operate like it should if you take too much metal off. So I do like the nylon brushes. Wipe that down good, wipe down the frame good, the frame rails for the slide. Make sure that's all good. I don't have to do much cleaning on this. It's pretty clean as we speak. I mean, it's really clean. There's, after wiping down, it's really not any difference in there. So now that that's done, I'm going to take a dry one, wipe down the outside of the barrel. I can take my copper brush inside the barrel if needed, or brass brush, whatever you want to call it. Go in and out a couple times. That's just going to loosen up any carbon that was in there. Then I can set that back aside, grab a dry brush or dry rag, towel, whatever you want to use. Slide it in here. Hopefully I can pull that through. Kind of on a time frame. Go in here, dry that out. Boom. Not much in there. Alrighty. Now that that's all said and done, and once everything is nice and clean, and you're happy with it, like I am, you can then take some lubricating oil, get a rag wet with it, put some on the lubricating oil on the rag, and you want to rub it on, especially anything with metal to metal. That way it stays lubricated, won't scratch, won't hurt it. Helps keep things moving like they should be. Get a little bit more on there. Do a little singing. So with that being said, and with that being done, I hope this has explained the process in cleaning the 1911. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And yes, I'm kind of hurrying just because of my time restraints that I have. So now we'll take the barrel and rub it down just a little bit with some oil. You don't want too much. Slide the barrel in place. Boom. Then I'm going to take the bushing. Since I got the barrel in place, I'm going to put the bushing in place and then turn that. That way that's already done. Then I will take my guide rod, slide it into place. Whoop, doo, 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 doo. Maybe, if everything will operate like it should. Get that in place, lock down, line everything up. Then I can well, I thought I was going to have everything lined up. Alright. Get my takedown pin. Put that in place. Get my takedown notches back in place where they belong. Oh, come on. I really didn't want to have to fight with time constraints. There we go. Alright, that's back into place. Take my spring, slide it on, put on my